Hello. Hi. Let's address the elephant in the room. I have the most clever disguise, never thought of by anyone ever on YouTube before. Completely original, as is everything that I have ever made and will ever make, because I am just so creative. My genius astounds many. So, beyond that, this video is also completely unscripted. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how this is gonna go. Probably poorly, because I suck at talking words. Anyway, let's get into it. I have little guys that I have created. Little clay creatures, homunculuses, abominations, if you will. And I thought I should paint them for a video. Now, you might be thinking, wait, no, you shouldn't be painting on this nice wooden table. What are you, a monster? And to that I say, I may be a monster, but I am a monster with good thinking. So I thought ahead. Here, look. Paper bag. It's all fine. I should flip that around. Paper bag. It's all fine. This is going to go great. I totally know what I'm doing. I have definitely done this before. Anyway, let me show you the creatures, the abominations, the creations. First off, we have Ritsu. Isn't he just the cutest little thing you've ever seen? I mean, the craftsmanship, it's really quite something. I feel I must brag about my immense skill. So there's our first victim. Next we have a familiar face. If you can recognize who this is, before I tell you, I'd be really impressed. This is Markiplier. Wow, wasn't it so obvious? What, isn't my ability to capture isn't my ability to capture human faces so amazing? Look at that guy. Second victim. And our third and final victim is this little guy. Now, I don't think anyone's going to recognize him, just because, my creative genius and skill is so beyond normal, human comprehension that you simply wouldn't be able to guess who it was. It was just too good. They captured their likeness too well. This is Ethan Nestor. This is Ethan Nestor, to go with Mark. For those who don't know, actually, Markiplier, back in pandemic times, he did a little thing called Unus Annus, which was pretty much every day for a year, he would make one video, just doing whatever it was. And he did this with Ethan Nestor. And they were together, Unus and Annus. Unus and Annus. If you were to ask me why I decided to make Unus Annus abominations, the only answer I could give you is that, I have to stop doing that. The only answer I could give you is that, I just had Mark on the mind at the time. I don't know. It tends to happen. Anyway, we are saving them for later, because first, we have to do Ritsu. So, full disclosure, I have never painted a figure before. Well, okay. I have painted one figure before. It was one time though, and that was so long ago I don't even remember what I did or how to do it. So, don't expect good things. I know earlier I was talking about how amazing I was. I might have been exaggerating a little bit. I might have zero experience with this sort of thing. Same thing goes for actually clay. I have never done anything clay related until I made Ritsu, and then obviously afterwards I made Mark and Ethan. But, considering how good these guys came out, I must have good beginner's luck, right? So this will go just fine. I would just like to preemptively apologize to anyone who is watching this who knows how to paint things good. This is going to hurt your soul, probably. I'm only guessing. I really don't know. It's gonna happen. You're gonna be sad, and you're gonna be miserable, and I'm sorry. And I would also like to apologize to my brother and my dad and my uncle, who all paint Warhammer 40k figures. I know a lot about that kind of thing. I probably should have asked for your help. I didn't feel like it. My bad, I'm sorry. I guess let's just get to it. I don't really know what to do. I'm gonna try my best. Fun fact, actually, these sunglasses make it kind of hard to see exactly what colors I'm looking at, so this could end in disaster. But the first thing that I want to get done with Ritsu is his eyes, because I know exactly what I want to do with that. For those curious, this is the paint that I am using. I'm pretty sure all my paint is this, whatever this is. I'm not entirely sure what this is, so, you know, if this is a bad paint to use for clay, I'm sorry. As you can see, I have my very professional paint palette, that being a paper plate. What every master uses, obviously. These are the two paintbrushes that I have. Here they are. I really don't want to ruin him. If he does end up a little messed up, doesn't that just add to the beauty of the art? To human creativity, to how badly things can be messed up and still hold that human essence. So, I talked about why I made Mark and Ethan for Unus Annus, but I didn't really talk about why I made Ritsu. And I made Ritsu because Mob Psycho 100 is actually, believe it or not, one of my favorite shows of all time, not just anime. You couldn't tell from my attire. I genuinely do think it is an amazing show, and if you haven't seen it, you really are missing out. There is amazing character writing. The story itself is just incredible. I have not cried so hard at a show. It's so sweet and so sad at points. Genuinely, just overall, I would recommend it to pretty much anyone who likes anything. Alright, so here's how the first eye is looking. Like I said, I am just a master of my craft. I always know exactly what I'm doing, and everything turned out perfectly. There might be some Mob Psycho 100 fans who are like confused as to why I chose Ritsu of all characters to make. The reason I decided to make Ritsu is because I love this man with all my heart. He's my son, and I will fight for him to the death. Alright, here's the other eye. See? It's looking amazing. I am just so amazing. Oh gosh. Ritsu's hair is kind of like this dark blue. Here's a picture of him for reference. And I don't really have that color, so I'm gonna try and make it by mixing some black with my electric blue. Paper towel. Beyond just wanting to paint these guys for fun, I also really wanted to make this video because I didn't really have an idea on what I wanted to do to celebrate getting 300 subscribers, which is so crazy. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say. That is crazy to me. 300 people. You guys are amazing. I don't know. I wanted to do something a little more special than an animation. Although maybe an animation would have been better. I don't know. In any case, I thought I'd do something a little more fun for this. I don't have a trash can. This is a problem. It's fine. It is okay. That's the wrong brush. I'm an expert. I'm probably gonna make a lot of people mad with the way that I do this. Well, this is not... It's fine. It's good enough, right? Who needs perfection in their art? Not me. I genuinely don't know how else I could do this. I don't have any other options, so I'm just gonna have to go with this. I know it's not perfect. If we look at my Ritsu picture, you can see that this color is not quite right to the hair, but it's the best that we can do right now, so that's what we're gonna go with. Anyway, to continue my thought before I got distracted by paint mixing, oh gosh, this is gonna take a while. Getting 300 subscribers was just something that never really crossed my mind when I first started my channel, let alone getting, when I first made my channel, I didn't even think I was gonna get more than, 20 subscribers. It was not something that ever really came across. Obviously, I always hoped that I could, my dream was always to be, a famous YouTuber, but it was always kind of just, one of those, oh yeah, maybe one day I'll be in the NBA dreams, you know? Something completely unrealistic that didn't seem like it had any chance of happening. So whenever I actually made my YouTube channel, I wasn't expecting to get, literally any subscribers at all, period. And I know that in the grand scheme of things, 300 subscribers... Oh, I got paint on my arm. 300 subscribers might not seem like a lot, but honestly, I don't really find myself caring about that. I find myself blown away at the fact that you guys have just been supporting me. Like, it's crazy to me. I don't know how else to put it, but it's just, I never expected it. Which, you know, classic cliche, YouTuber never expected to get the support that they got, but it's true, it really is. I don't know. Even if there might be people who say that only 300 subscribers, like, oh, only 300 subscribers? Wow, those are rookie numbers. I could make that in a day. I don't know. That's just not really something I've ever been worried about, social media numbers. It's something that I am blown away by, but it's not something that I've ever put my expectations to. It's not like, oh, if I don't make this number of subscribers, if I don't make this many views on a video, then I'm going to be sad. I'm not saying that I'm not thankful for all of you guys subscribing and watching my stuff, because I really, really am. And I'm not saying that I don't want your views, or it's like, oh, I'm above them, or anything like that. It's just, I never expected it. It wasn't even in my realm of possibility. Like, it's not like I'm not thankful or anything. Like, what I'm trying to say is, I am eternally blown away by you guys and how you have decided to watch my stuff or, like, comment on it, like, or share it with your communities, Mio Keto Tunes. You guys are crazy. You don't need to do that, but you do. And I don't know how to express how just blown away I am, besides saying what I've been saying this entire time. Just, I love it so much that you guys are loving the stuff that I love to do. That people are enjoying the thing that I love to put my heart and soul into, that being animating, is amazing. And I love that. I love that I get to share my passion with other people. I never expected to be able to the degree that I have 300 subscribers. That is crazy. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. There is a big fear that I have, and that is that this looks awful because I can barely tell with these sunglasses. I am half blind, pretty much. Now, the thing about Ritsu, not the actual character, this interpretation of him, as one might call it, is that I did not make him with the ability to stand. I didn't think about that at the time. I did make Ethan and Mark with that in mind, but I did not make Ritsu with that in mind, and so we have the inconvenience of me having to hold him up the entire time, and honestly, it is making my wrist start to hurt. I would also like to apologize if you ever hear a dog noise in the background, because my dog is indeed nearby, and I might not be able to cut that out because it might happen while I'm talking, so if you ever hear a weird noise like that, it's probably Frodo. Which, if you don't know what Frodo looks like, there he is. Isn't he adorable? Isn't he just a cutie? Speaking of, if you want to know more about Frodo, I actually made a whole little animation about him. So, just saying, if after this video you want to go learn more about this little guy, you can. It's not exactly the best video, it's kind of old. My art's definitely really bad, but the storytelling's fine. The jokes they're dated, that's for sure. But, I'd like to think the charm is still there, in a way. I am really bad at painting inside the lines, it would seem. Like, if we look at the eyes, Ritsu is not having a good day, let's say. Those who would look at Ritsu and say that this paint is horrendously done, outside of the lines, and makes him look far more ugly than he did before, are simply those who do not understand the true beauty of art. The true meaning behind each decision, each paint stroke, each... They don't understand. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't understand how each thing that I do is intentional. He's meant to look like this. This is how I always intended him to be. This was always my vision from the very beginning. And those too ignorant to see it will say he's ugly. And to those naysayers, I scoff at you and your ignorance in the face of my genius. Even though I have never painted a clay figure before, much less one that I have crafted myself, I'd like to think that this is the beginning of a brand new career. A new path for me. This is surely the start of something that will last me a lifetime. Who knows, it may overtake my animation. I'm just so talented. So uniquely amazing and gifted at painting little guys. I'm just the best. I feel I should apologize. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in judgment, and I would just like to say I'm sorry to everyone who paints. It doesn't even matter if you paint figures or clay. Anyone who's ever held a paintbrush, even toddlers. No, what am I saying? I'm letting the naysayers get to my head. This is gorgeous. This is beautiful. This is art in every form of the word, in every single language. This is what it means to make art. This is what it means. Look at him. Look at every detail, every brushstroke, every single time that I painted in places that you would think I should not have painted. It was all intentional. It was meant to look. It was meant to look like this, okay? I meant this. When I look into my soul, this is the art that comes forth. The art that truly represents everything that I stand for and will always stand for. He is what I am. Alright, now we move on to the main attraction. After this little intermission, where we clean our brush. We simply cannot go into the next phase with a dirty brush. It cannot be done. And likewise, I think I will get a new plate, because this, I don't think it's gonna work. Clean. Like it was never touched with paint a day in its life. Now that we have a clean brush, we just need a plate for which to place paint upon. Paper plates, where are you? Ah, there you are! Found them. Gosh. Ugh. I found it. It was behind the camera. It is time for Mark. I have 2 browns here. Melted chocolate, and real brown. Apparently this brown is superior to this brown, considering this one is real, but I must test them both to see which one matches their hair color. For those who don't know, I will put up pictures of Mark and Ethan right here. Mark's hair is slightly darker than Ethan's hair. Slightly darker. It's kind of hard to tell, but just trust me. Let us compare paint colors. They're pretty similar, not gonna lie. This one is darker, so I'm gonna use that one for Mark's hair. Since Mark is smaller scale than Ritsu, I'm going to be using the slightly smaller brush. I truly am an expert. And like we did with Ritsu, I'm going to start with his eyes. Simply stunning. Gorgeous, one might say. Earlier I briefly explained the basic idea of Unus Annus, but I did not truly encapsulate what it was. The whole thing with Unus Annus is to remind you that you only have a limited amount of time, and when that time runs out, I mean, it's gone forever. You can't get time back. That was the whole point of it. At the end of the year, Unus Annus was deleted, and every single video on that channel is gone from the face of the internet. To have a video there every single day, of Mark and Ethan doing who knows what. It's whatever they wanted. I got paint on my arm again. And that was part of the beauty of it. Making the most of the time that you have before it runs out. And that was the whole thing behind Unus Annus. Trying to make the most of what you have while you still have the chance to do that. And that is a simple message that really resonates with a lot of people, and a lot of people rallied behind it. And I can't explain the message behind it and how entertaining it was. Dance of Italy. But you simply had to be there to truly understand Unus Annus, and the sad fact of the matter is, those who did not know of it before it was gone will never truly know. That is part of it. I mean, it's all about death. And when someone dies, it's not like you can truly get to know them just from hearing stories about them. And that is really fascinating. But that's not the only reason I decided to make Mark and Ethan. I didn't decide to make them purely because I was thinking about Unus Annus and how interesting it was to me. I also wanted to make them because I really love both of them. I am a huge Markiplier fan. Iron Lung, I saw that 2 times in theaters. One of the best movies I've ever seen, by the way. Expect animations from that. That's going to happen. You can't stop it. It's inevitable. And I would, honestly, even if you're not a Markiplier fan, if you are a fan of cosmic horror, or bottle horror, or just, like, suspenseful dread pressure films, you will love Iron Lung. It's amazing. Honestly, I get a lot of inspiration from Mark, because seeing the things that he creates inspires me to create, even if it's not the same sort of medium. You know, where he does awesome movie stuff. And, you know, Iron Lung isn't the only movie thing he's made. He's also made, a bunch of short films. Like, this one right here. Look, that's him. Wow, can you believe it? He's also made, Heist with Markiplier, Date with Markiplier, In Space with Markiplier, one of my favorite things ever. I could go on and on about that, but I should probably stop myself. Going on an entire Markiplier rant seems a bit parasocial with me. But, honestly, I just can't deny the fact that his art genuinely inspires me. And I think he's a pretty cool guy. I'm not gonna lie. And so, of course, to honor how much I think he's a cool guy, I made this! Don't you think he'd be so thankful? Doesn't this just truly go to show my true appreciation? I can never say that. My true appreciation for this man. You can't see, but I'm smiling to show how much. If I were to receive one of these in my image as a gift, I think I'd be delighted. Honored even. Oh, goodness. My paint is amazing, and I never mess up. It is all intentional, as stated before. If, for whatever reason, someone gave me one of these, and it looks like Rendren, or I guess like this look right here, oh no! I didn't even think about that. I had my fingers on the side of the wet hair the whole time, and I've messed bits of it up. I was talking about how I made Mark and Ethan so they could stand so that it would be easier to paint them, and here I am, just still holding him and not setting him down. Oh well. I lost my train of thought. I don't remember what I was saying before, but I'm sure whatever it was incredibly smart. I really am sorry for being so bad at this. I am trying my best though, I'm not messing up intentionally, I just suck at this kind of thing. The one thing that I have painted before was a Warhammer 40k goblin guy, I think. I forget. It might not even been Warhammer 40k, it could have been like a random D&D thing. It was from my uncle, who I mentioned earlier, who can paint really well. Really well. I don't know if I'll have any pictures to display of the things that he's done before, but if I do, I'll put one right here. One time when we were over at his house, he was like, hey, do you want to learn how to paint? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, why not? That'd be fun to do. I've always been curious how to paint little guys. And so he tried to teach me, and I really did try my best, but honestly, it's turning out about, it turned out about as well as this is turning out. I just with all my fine motor control skills, you'd think I'd be better at painting, but I really suck. But talking about how much I suck is not as fun as saying I'm a true master of everything that I do, and that each paint stroke is intentional. Each thing that I do, a piece of art that adds on to my amazingness. So I'm gonna go back to saying that. And I'm going to keep saying that until the end of this video, because I think that's the kind of attitude that we need sometimes. Fake confidence in ourselves, to the point of sounding like egotistical maniacs. That is the kind of confidence that we need sometimes in our lives. I know this to be true. Anyway, here's how Mark turned out. Again, like with Ritsu, I really did try my best, but I just suck. No! Again, like Ritsu, I put my whole heart and soul into this, and he looks immaculate, exactly how I'd always imagined and pictured and hoped and dreamed. He's everything to me. Everything. Look at him. Look at him and cry and weep with the facts and knowledge that you have in your brain, knowing that you could never replicate such beauty, could never be held as high a standard as I have created here. And there Mark sets to dry. And here we move to wash our brushes once again before we move on to our final homunculus, Ethan Nestor. Oh gosh, I messed up his eye so bad. No, I mean his eye beautiful. He's stunning. His eyelashes now, look at him. He is slaying, one might say. Beyond just being thankful that you guys have supported me to the point of getting me 300 subscribers, I'm also thankful to you guys because you have made me feel like that faraway dream of being able to be a semi-popular YouTuber at the very least. It might actually be, in the future, accomplishable. And that's that's really awesome. Honestly, I don't know how else to put it. This is why I like to use scripts, so that I can plan out my words and say them elegantly. What I'm trying to say is just like, you guys have made me feel like I can do the thing that I thought that I couldn't do because it just seemed so ridiculous and out there and beyond what I could accomplish. And you guys have made me feel like maybe it's not all that ridiculous and out there. Maybe I can get a few thousand subscribers. Which sounds crazy for me to say, but I'm honestly really hopeful that maybe it can happen, because you guys have made me start to rethink the way that I've thought about YouTube and my videos and whatever. Like, maybe it's actually possible. And so I just thank you guys for supporting me, and thank you for re-inspiring that distant dream that that had kind of felt impossible to reach. I don't know. I spent a long time talking about Mark and how much the films, which I'm gonna put some around me so that you can see how amazing the things he's made is. I spent a while talking about him, and I feel like I have not given any time to my beautiful boy, Ethan Nestor, who I love so dearly. Not as much as one of my friends, which I feel ashamed to admit, because I was the one who introduced them to Ethan to begin with. I feel like fraud, failure, all of the above. But I do genuinely enjoy Ethan's content. He's made some real videos. He's made some videos that have really inspired me too. Not to the degree of Mark, just because Mark has made like multiple movies. I'm not trying to diss on Ethan or anything. I love Ethan with all my heart, but like, he hasn't... Oh gosh, I sound like such a jerk. Oh, Ethan, I'm sorry. Forgive me. Take back everything I was just saying about him not making things that inspired me as much as Mark. He's perfect. Oh, I painted his ear brown. That sucks. Okay. No, that's beautiful. Beautiful. It's what I always intended. Another reason why I like to script my videos is so that I don't go off on random side tangents all the time, like I have done in this video. I surprisingly haven't stumbled over my words as much as I thought that I would. Oh gosh. Beautiful. It's beautiful. It's stunning. Gorgeous even. I don't know where I was going with that whole stumbling thing. I don't know. It's something that I usually do all the time, and I didn't do it in this video as much as I thought that I would. So that's pretty cool. Maybe it's because of how much I was talking about the things that I love. That being you guys. Mob Psycho 100. Mr. Mark Fishbach. And Ethan Nestor. AKA Unus Annus. Maybe because I was talking about the things that I am so passionate about, I was able to not stumble over my words as much. And maybe because I was doing something that I was interested in learning more about, although I'm not quite to the point of being passionate about painting. It is always something that I've kind of been interested in, even if I really suck at it, as you can see from what I've done today. No, I'm clearly the best, as you have seen from today. My artistic genius knows no bounds, but here is Ethan. He's gorgeous. You might see those splotches of paint on his face and say, that's a little peculiar. I don't think Ethan looks quite like that. He's a little inaccurate if you ask me. You're wrong. This is Ethan. In essence, in his very nature. Him in his purest form. And his purest form cannot be complete without Mark. Here the dynamic is on full display. Overeager. Like a puppy. And Mark. Sad and depressed. Wishing you could have a moment of silence. Even if just for a second. And of course we have Ritsu, who, now that I look back on the other two, I think he turned out the best. Surprisingly. Maybe not surprisingly, he's the biggest. You can tell he's kind of way bigger than Mark and Ethan. Anyway, here is a final look at them all. I can fix it, it's okay. He's fine. He's beautiful. He is beautiful. If Ethan saw this, he would not be ashamed of your artistic talent. He would not look at you with disgust in his eyes. He would see your craftsmanship and cheer. Anyway, okay. Here's the final look at Mark. Here is the final look at Ethan. I cannot do his hair because it is still drying. And of course, here is the final look at my beautiful boy, Ritsu. Everything that I had ever hoped and dreamed that I would accomplish when painting these three has come to fruition. And I hope that you, all watching this video, have been equally satisfied with the amount of time that I spent doing this and the amount of effort and pure soul that I poured into these lovely creations of mine. I need to wash that. These lovely creations of mine. And I do mean that not sarcastically. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this and that this was entertaining to watch. And I really did try my best. I really did. I'm so sorry that I botched them so horribly. But, you know, dropping the goofy, egotistical thing for a second. That is part of the beauty of art, isn't it? The mistakes become a part of the creation, show the humanness of it. And AI would never make art quite like this. And I think that really goes to show how amazing human art really is. It's the dance of Italy. Oh, oh, oh. It's the dance of Italy. Oh, oh, oh. It's the dance of Italy. Oh, oh, oh. It's the dance of Italy. Ooh, oh, oh, oh. I hope that you all enjoyed this and that this was a good 300 subscriber celebration and that I didn't disappoint any of you. And if I made you upset with how I painted these guys, I'm sorry. I tried. Thank you all so much for watching. You guys are amazing. I love you. You guys you guys are awesome. I'll just say it one more time. And I really do mean it sincerely, genuinely. If nothing else from this video is genuine, this is the one genuine part of it. I do really mean it when I say thank you guys so much for supporting me and inspiring me and making me feel like I could do what I thought I could not. You guys, you're awesome. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you later, alligator.